Hi everyone, so this is the last video for Excel Lab 1 and we're going to go over entering formulas, how to display the formula after it's entered into a chart, and how to do a pie chart, how to enter a pie chart and edit it and make it visually acceptable to look at, aesthetically pleasing. So as you can see, I have started a basic chart with basic information, nothing crazy. The one thing that we do want to definitely do is what I set up is 4 different colors and gave each one a value. And to start off, we're going to make each one 1. Now to do an auto sum, always start with something you know that you can prove that you know for yourself is right, because computers, although it's odd, can make a mistake. So if you click on the cell at the bottom of the ones, which is going to be B9, if you come over here, auto sum, if you click this, it'll show you that it's going to add the sum of everything from B5, as you can see it, B5 through B8. And when you hit enter, it gives you 4. And we all know that 1, 1, 1, and 1 equals 4. Now, to make these numbers into a decimal, basic simple math, and this would be how you're going to enter a formula and let the computer do the work for you. So you're going to click on the cell, and to start any formula in Excel, they always start with the equal sign. Now to make red into a decimal, we know that you're going to take 1, which is B5, and you're going to do divide, which in Excel is represented by the slash. And you're going to click B9, and as you can see, it says equals B5 divided by B9, which we know 1 over 4, to make into a decimal, you're going to divide the 1 by the 4. When you hit enter, it's 0.25. This we know, we can prove this. To make this into a percentage, we know, again, you're going to click on the cell, you're going to hit the equal sign, and we know that this cell, which is 0.25, which is C5 that you see, is to make it a percent, you're going to multiply, which is represented by the little star, like so, and you're going to times it by 100. Hit enter, and we know this is 25. We know that 0.25 is equal to 25%. We know this, so we know that the math is correct. Now, for the percentage, because the formula is times by 100, we know that this will always be. So one of the features of Excel that makes it so easy to use is that it will automatically copy this formula for you. So what you could do, as you see, I have the box highlighted, and it has this funky little box in the corner. If you grab that so that your cursor becomes a cross, and you drag it down, and you see that the gray area, there's a gray box now. What it's doing is copying that same exact formula. Now we don't have any numbers in the decimal column, but they will. If you look, there's your formula. Your formula will always read there, no matter what it says. Like this says 25 in the bar, it tells you what your formula is. So now, the problem we have with decimals is this formula is reading 1 cell to the left divided by 4 cells down. If I were to do that same process and just copy it, what it's going to do, this cell will try and divide this by the cell below, and there isn't, and it will end up as an error. And I'll show you just so you can see what I'm talking about. See, it says void. It's not a valid thing. So in order to do what we just did, let's get rid of that. What we're going to do is we are going to hit the equal sign to start our formula. We are going to click on B6. You're going to hit divide. You are going to click on B9. Now to make this formula work, you have to put it so that it will always divide by B9. And the way to do that would be to put a $sign before the B and after the B in B9. and it comes up with your formula. Now, if I wanted to copy that formula, because this makes it a constant, it will always be divide the cell to the left by B9. That's what those dollar signs represent. Now I can copy and highlight it, and it will. Now, to prove that all these values are correct, you're going to auto sum, and it should equal 1. And again, it shows you C5 to C8 will equal 1. And the same thing in this column. It should equal 100%, which it does. What we want to do next is we want to make a pie chart, which what we're going to do, we're going to highlight these 4 numbers, and we're going to go into insert. And as you can see, you can insert all sorts of things. We want to insert a pie chart, and it gives you a 2-dimensional pie, and you could do any sort, but we're going to do a simple one. And as you can see, it does it. Now, as you see, it says your legend says red, blue, green, but the colors don't represent it. So we're going to change that real quick. If you double click on a section, which we have the blue, and then you right click, your formatting things come up, and we can just change the colors as we need. And we will just continue to do this, and I have another one that is set up. Now what we've also done, I've added the percentages so they change, and as you can see, as I change the numbers here, the percentages will change. Everything will change, and it just makes life just so much easier that it automatically does it. And you can just click on any one of these things, and if you right click, it'll say format the data, format the labels, insert. When this is highlighted, you have chart tools, and you can see design, which it'll change your chart, switch charts, save it as a template. If you go to layout, you can insert a chart title. That's how I got that. You can insert different things. If you go to format, you can change the colors, you can outline, you could do all sorts of fun things and make it pretty funky looking. But if you're presenting this to somebody else, or to a company, or to your boss, you want to go with colors that are going to be easy to see. Like, you would never put black on, you would never put yellow on blue, or colors that are too close together, because they're not easy to see. If you're going to print it out, that's fine. You know, it might be a little easy. If you're putting it on a big screen, it's going to be difficult, especially the further back you go. So you don't want to do that. Now, if you wanted to see the formula that you have entered, there's 2 ways. If you just click on the cell in the formula bar, it shows you. But if you double click on a cell, it will show you what its formula is. Just makes life easy, you know, quick. Just have to be careful not to not to change the formula, which hit enter and it brings you back out. Now, the reason I have this highlighted green is because what you would do if you're going to email or submit this or let somebody else work on this, what you want to do, you want to lock it. So you go to your review tab and you say, actually, you're going to highlight these cells first, and you're going to right click, and you go to format cells, go to protection, and it says locked. Unclick it, and I'll show you why in a minute. You hit OK, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go to protect. In the review tab, you're going to go to protect sheet, and just leave it as it is and enter a simple password, something you're going to remember, and it'll ask it for you twice just to be sure, and you hit enter. Now what has happened, I've protected my sheet. Nobody can change anything except for what's in these green tabs. So as you can see, I could still change that, but I cannot change anything else. It tells you it's protected. And this is to protect your work, so nobody can change your formulas by mistake. Not that people do it viciously, but by mistake things happen. So hopefully this helps you and you'll start using your charts for good. I will see you soon.